local guys here. And a slow start for Andy with nothing over the first 2 turns, which is just fine for Robert, as he has a syncopate in hand, so anything Andy plays is going to be countered unless he's ready to pay an extra mana for it. And still nothing on turn 3, so the Think Twice gets in.
And if I remember correctly, both these players do a really good job of covering their hands. So,
yeah, I don't think we've seen Kelly yet, or Robert Kelly yet this tournament. But
there's a flashback Think Twice. Oh, I'm talking about in previous tournaments.
Oh, okay.
He likes to keep a nice tight grip. Oh.
So I'm sure he's not really looking to do much here. Probably doesn't care much about a 2/2 either, but I don't know if he's quite ready for how much of Andy's deck is really just combat tricks and this one guy's good enough.
Yeah.
But Andy's deck also seems to be flooding out a bit on him. I think I saw quite a few lands.
I'm trying to get a glimpse into. I see a syncopate for sure, and it looks. I can't tell if that's a Jace or not. But he definitely has a Sphinx's Revelation.
We see Boros Charm, Rampager in Andy's hand.
Which is just crazy good. Yes, he has 5 mana, but that just allows him to play a couple combat tricks per turn. And that's going to get there. And look at it, got there with Liana, where he swung for 23.
Yeah.
He went from losing the game to getting a Rampager and completely taking it over. But it looks like we have a kill spell for the 2/2. And Kelly's going to untap and draw a Jace.
Jaces are okay.
Yeah. And he quickly plays it, so...
And he plussed it, so he's clearly in defense mode against the haste creatures, like Flinthoof Boar, which Andy plays yet to give it haste. I'm sure he likely will.
If you're Andy, do you attack the Jace or do you attack the player?
I think I might go at Jace, but Searing Spear takes it down the rest of the way.
Ooh, an Obsidat.
Obsidat's okay. So Andy at 18, Robert at 22.
That's a 2-player swing.
Got to be on your A game here, Matty. It's going to get crazy.
Draw and a swing. And here's the Rampager. And I think he's going to Boros Charm here to...
make it 14.
And that Obsidat will not win this race if that's the kind of power level. Making sure he's got the... And he leaves up... If he does have the other Boros Charm, that's another 4.
Yeah, so that's it. Andy takes game 1.
Look at the power of that. The double strike and a little bit of pump.
Yeah.
That almost makes me think that Wrecking Ogre could be a thing.
Yeah, I remember you were. Was it Andy you were talking to before the tournament started, or right as it was starting? Like, so the deck lists were in, but yeah, I couldn't remember if it was him or if it was Aubrey. You're not much of an aggro player, much like myself. Yeah. But yeah, 4 mana is a little tough on the Blood Rush, but
it's 5.
It's still great.
It's 5 on the Blood
That
Rush.
was 5 to Blood Rush?
Yeah, it's 5 to play him, 5 to... But when you pair it with guys with Trample, you're going so far. I mean, and I believe Andy plays... he's playing Rancors, correct? So he's playing Rancors and he's playing the Charms.
Yep.
So he can give himself Trample whenever he needs to.
Rampager, the actual Gruul charm.
Well, yeah, he's the other one that. But
the 2-drop red spell people actually play, even though it's a creature.
Yeah. Like he's great. He just doesn't give you the double strike that the Wrecking Ogre gives. And I'm not saying that the Wrecking Ogre's better. Obviously, it's 5-spot. I'm just saying that it does the job of 2 cards. And in a deck like this, I can certainly see it. Who knows? Maybe we'll see next tournament Andy's in rocking the Wrecking Ogres.
Robert can't be excited. Well, I guess if you have to be down a game and you're playing Esper Control, you have to hope that it takes 4 minutes. You know what I mean? Like, you just got to leave yourself plenty of time to win your way. I can't believe the Obsidian didn't get there.
Well,
I mean, I know, but like,
it just swing back for 17.
It was crazy. It seemed so good. Like, if you're Robert and you're hitting turn 5 and you're at 20, you're like, what's the best thing I could play right now? Oops.
What did he get in there with?
7/7 double strike. So
it was the Flint Hook
14.
War, right?
Yep. Yeah. So 14, and then another 14, another 4 from the Boros Charm.
Too bad he didn't leave man up for that syncope for that for that Flint Hook War.
Yeah. What was it he played instead?
I think it was the Obsidian. That turn, he like windmill slammed it right after the Jace. It was Jace Obsidian.
Oh, it was Jace.
Jace,
It was Jace the turn. Yeah.
I don't know how super relevant it was when Andy didn't really have anything and he just neg-1'd. Like,
like Robert should be even like good in this matchup. Like Devour Flesh. Like, he just loves that his opponent has one guy and wants to win on one guy.
Yeah.
Robert's actually mulliganing a hand that had a Devour Flesh, so you have to think it was light on land.
I see a Rancor in Andy's hand, though, which is just going to be phenomenal for him. Anytime he can get those Boros Charm, trample trick with a Boros Charm, double strike, he's looking to one-shot his opponent.
It's a combo deck.
Yeah. Looks like he's probably going to lead off with a Temple Garden. I don't know if I see a Pilgrim. Nope. Oh, but a Domini Raid.
And so Pilgrim gets met with a think twice here. And
leaves the counter magic back. Oh. We got a Boros Reckoner.
Yep.
I think he's going to try and force something out before he plays it. Now, what do you think? You think it's a... Yep, it's the Domini Raid.
Yeah, you want to just get the card advantage engine out there ASAP. The emblem's phenomenal, just the haste part of it, let alone, obviously, double strike, we've seen is okay. Gets there. And Robert's missing lands. If you want to go find us another feature match. I mean, if he's missing his land drops here, it seems like we might be on to the end of game 2. Is that a tribute to Hunger AC? Oh, ultimate price. Okay, well, maybe not. We'll hang tight. I'm rooting for Robert. I don't ever want to see.
I'll have some faith in you, Robert.
I don't know if he has much faith in his land situation.
Land. Oh,
it was. Is that a Azorius charm?
He'll take the... No, he's not going to take the 2.
I think he's got an Azorius charm. He might be okay.
You can get a couple string of good draws.
Clearly I'm a pessimist when I get stuck on a couple land. I'm like, oh.
Well, Andy...
I'm done.
Missed again with that Domini. And there's the charm. He couldn't almost wait to play it.
Right.
Stumbling over his lands as he taps them.
Well, if we do get a second match in, we'll have to try to get Sam Barlikoff on. People have somebody requested him, and he was like, I think he's the top tiebreakers of the people that have a chance to bubble in. But Robert adds an Avacyn's Pilgrim to his team. Pretty big deal.
Yeah, he's got the Rancor, and he drew into that Reckoner put on top.
Yep.
No, I'm surprised because he didn't have a he just keeps missing with that Domni.
You're surprised that he keeps missing, or?
Oh, he seems to play a lot of creatures. This time he used the Domni to fight Boros Reckoner.
I'm really down on Domri because I think it's been really good today. We've seen it do a lot of good things.
Some quick life date up.
Yep. Some of the only good things I've seen done from Domri today. Except, for some reason in Modern he seems pretty good. The fetch lands getting your thinning your deck of all your land draws really help out quite a bit. So what do we got for life here?
20 Andy, 16 for Robert.
Okay, so Robert's hanging in there okay. 5 lands out now. And a verdict.
There's the verdict.
That's not bad. I mean, he's got to do something about Domri. And it's got to be kind of soon. But he's hanging in there.
How good would this deck be if we had, like, man lands back?
Oh, he picks up a haste creature. How good would whose deck be?
Andy's. Or
Andy's
even think about, like, putting in...
Creeping Tar Pit and Roberts?
or what about, like, one of the new key ruins? Something that just doesn't get wiped off.
Demir Key Rune,
yeah,
which is Creeping Tar Pit,
right?
On a guy.
Like, might be a thing.
Robert gets an Azorius Charm in exchange for a 1/3 on the board as well. Decent trade.
Yeah. Oh.
Is it a Hellrider? Yep, Hellrider.
Hellrider.
Very, very good draw.
And see if we can get a combat trick. Nothing. I'm surprised he didn't play the Hellrider and then fight to clear the way.
Yeah.
Just get in all that damage.
Yeah, I think he might just want to be building up some safety, like, towards... And like, if his opponent just goes Snapcaster Mage, end of turn, attack Domri, and it's gone.
Yeah, he has another Domri in his hand, though. So...
he might even just be thinking, well, and we have an attack for 3, so Robert's at 13, and then he attacked Domri for 1. And he picks up a Smiter. So Robert's down to 13 life now.
I'm seeing some combat tricks now, though. He's got this Lesnie Charm and a Boros Charm, which is just...
But he's fully aware of the Azorius Charm. But the Azorius Charm
but I think he can bait it out, though. And I don't know.
Over time, you're saying, like, he's just got it?
Yeah. Because now he's got a Rancor that's going to jump up on something, and then it's just going to be a 6, 7, 8 with double strike, and he can hit for 16 right now.
Murder now for the Smiter?
But he can save it if he wanted to.
If he does want to. Does he have a second Boros Charm?
I don't see it.
I don't think so. So if you're Andy, do you just say, well, I'm going to play a haste creature, and in 2 more mana I can do it all at once?
I think I would have, but it seems like he's
playing the aggro,
really
not the combo.
On that card, yeah. Which is, again, why I was saying before, and like, I think you just go after the player and not the planeswalkers. So
Snapcaster Murder to leave Andy with no board again.
There's a Flinthoof board.
And is it just Hellrider time? Like Hellrider Rancor? Does that seem okay?
It seems pretty good to me.
I think Andy's starting to mull that decision over in his head a little.
I think that's got to be what happens here. He's completely tapped out. If you're going to do it, now's the time.
And you can fight if you so.
Oh, and he gets a card out of it as well. Yeah, I think there I would have... he's going a different route.
All right.
Maybe he's just trying to amass a group of guys so that Hellrider is going to be lethal next turn.
Just feels like 1 more damage right now to me.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm with you, though. I would have played the Hellrider. I would have stuck it with a Rancor and just ran face.
And Robert blocks, takes no damage, stays at 13. I'm surprised we didn't see a trick there from Andy. Like, here, I need trample. You know, just give it some form of trample to get some damage through.
I think he's holding on to that because he wants the one shot, and I think that might be the mentality that is going to keep him out of.
So, you know, like I just tap out for Rancor, I guess then, or like tap a mana for Rancor at sorcery speed. It's not the one shot, but here
he could have done it before. But like now, if he's got a counter spell or
there's an Azorius Charm,
you know, and I mean he could have a. Let's see. I can't remember if he plays a Dimir Charm or not. He does play a Rewind. He plays a Dissipate. You know, he's got quite a bit of counter magic for that.
Well, I think the Dissipate and the Rewind would be gone. Syncopate likely too.
But why walk into it? You know, like he could have Hellridered with a Rancor. Couldn't have gotten Azorius Charm last turn, and then played something this turn. The Flinthoof Boar with haste.
And then I don't know why we do that to the Flinthoof Boar and not the Hellrider. Costs one more mana to play next turn for the same effect. So it just kind of like gave his opponent an extra mana next turn.
With what just happened?
Yeah. By not Azorius Charming the Hellrider. Jace, Architect of Thought for Robert on the draw. Robert's almost, I mean, I don't think it's an exaggeration to say he's still feeling the effects of missing the early land drops. Yeah, I think Robert should be at 12 now. The Hellrider, did that get through completely, or did the Snapcaster jump it?
I think the Snapcaster blocked.
I thought so, too. A little sloppy on the life totals there. I do apologize.
Game's drawn.
Everything's going very good, though, by the way, to our chat viewer there. I'm not going to try to pronounce that name.
I think you're just taking the opposite out here, right? Well, he's taking the Snapcaster.
Yeah, he needs to kill things, I guess is his thought. Obsidian, he can't afford to exile it.
There's not much he can do with just ooh, a tragic slip.
Yeah. Did Andy fight the guy or no?
No, he swung in.
Oh, okay.
And he blocked.
Okay. So if that was the case, there was no first strike. So there was some damage dealt. Then it was 5. So Robert took 2 more. Drops down to 10. We got the 1 from the Hellrider that time, correct? So he should be at 9 then. Yeah. Okay, so Robert's at 9. And he ditches his. Yep. Thought for a moment. Which did he take there?
He took the ultimate price in the land, I believe.
Okay. Instant speed seems better. Robert's doing a heck of a job fighting through a Domri raid that just is
and he's got a
not
Sphinx's
stopping.
Revelation, though, too. It looks like...
the far left card.
Yeah, so this could start getting away from Andy if he can start dealing with some of these creatures. Now, what is he swinging in for? 4 here?
5.
5? So you could just take the 2.
So Robert's going to drop to 2. Nope.
And I think we're going to see a tragic slip here.
So Robert's going to stay at 9. Fancy.
Very cool.
Fancy doings here by Robert. I don't know. He's doing anything and everything he possibly can to stay alive.
If he lays another land, he's going to get a +4
I don't think there's actually a... ooh.
Curse of Death.
Oof. It's got it all. I think that was your Sphinx Revelation.
Oh.
There was some glare over there. I thought it was a...
I could swear there was one. We'll see. But this Domini Ray just putting in work. It seems like it finally missed. Andy with a grip full of cards.
Now Andy needs a blocker to keep his Domri rate alive and doing things. I don't know how many counters it's got left, but...
I'm surprised we didn't see a... If he's just going to do that, to put a 2-2 into play and block.
He's not. He doesn't want to block, though. He just did it end of turn.
Well, if he wanted to keep his Domini rate with counters on it.
I think he's kind of okay with...
I'm trying to remember what the counter count is, though. So
yeah, I think it's at 3 right now.
Okay. It's the Rancor. Forgetting about the Vigilance.
I forgot it at Vigil. So 3, and Robert drops down to 6. And there is a revelation.
I knew it.
So he gains 4 and goes back up to 10. And this...
I'm actually a little surprised that he didn't take the 2 life to when he put that land into play tapped for the extra card. It really only 1 life for an extra card.
Right.
And that would have set him up with 6 cards right here.
Put him at 9.
Yeah.
I think the problem with that is that, well, he would have to do it before combat damage, which leaves him kind of vulnerable to the all-in plan, and otherwise he's vulnerable to like an in response to the Sphinx Revelation, Searing Spear. So I don't think I put him on like 2 different ways to, you know what I mean, to take me down like that, but and a Restoration Angel for Robert here. Bounces a Snapcaster Mage and probably just gets an Azorius Charm. Does a really good job against tokens. No, he's just going to try to block.
I think he is going to decide on the Sphinx Revelation for an extra 2 life and 2 cards. Because you know, why not?
Life and cards are good.
Did he not use anything with this?
No, I think he did the ultimate price because he moved it up to the top. But we do have some damage that was taken there. It was 3, and he got blocked by a Snapcaster. So Robert should be at 8, but now he's back up to 10. But Andy drops to 18. So very few life total changes happening here right now. Another Domi raid.
That's the second one we saw.
Yep.
And Domi raid number 2, not any better than 1 at this point, trying to find stuff. He's like the Mr. Magoo of Planeswalkers.
No, the web shop isn't up yet. It's going to be up hopefully early next week. So, and don't worry, Scott, you'll have an opportunity to get some more today with another
See, not just
prize
the
giveaway.
They're just taking over this game.
Yeah, they usually do.
Yeah.
And Robert, though, fighting back from. I mean, I sent you for a new match. He missed
I had faith.
He missed turn 3 land drops like twice, though. That's a lot of faith.
I had faith.
You've got a lot of it.
Watch this, Rod. you
trusted
me.
All right, so we're pretty much way behind on life here.
I'll go get a quick
Yeah.
update.
Yes, we got to think twice here from Robert. And we have another drain trigger there. Okay, so 13 apiece. Definitely missed something, but it wasn't as bad as I thought. And 8 damage in the red zone to Andy. So he'll be at 5. And
is that Evil Twin? I can't tell.
Yep, it was an evil twin on a Restoration Angel, which blinked it, so now Andy's at 3.
Wow. And that Obsidian that's going to come back, it's going to put him to 1, but
Yeah, and
we're
Robert,
going to see a Game 3.
we are going to get a Game 3. It's exciting.
Oh, look at that.
Robert's going to be pretty happy to have that one on tape. He's going to be like, all right, don't tell me Naya's a good deck, okay? Here's what I did against Naya.
He battled back like a pro.
Yeah, that was pretty crazy.
This is going to be one that goes on YouTube.
Right? Yeah, we're going to have to get John posting that one up.
Yep. Forget the rest of the tournament. This is the finals.
Right?
I hope we have magic like this for the rest of the day.
That was lose that game and go home for Robert. And he said, I'm not ready to go home. I have not won $1,000 from your store yet, John. I need to stay.
I'm trying to see what else we want to see him bring in. The tragic slips were super helpful. They seem like just any extra removal.
I was surprised by the evil twin,
I was surprised by the curse.
but I don't know for sure he brought one in. I mean, I'm sure he brought in the extra verdict. I think the curse is just great, though, man. So good.
It makes his stuff a little bit like, but when you're like, oh, my 18's now a 17, does it really matter?
No, but what it does is it keeps the little guys off the board. I mean, there's creatures that Andy just then can't play. I mean, he
like
did it.
his pilgrims and things, but I mean, for the most part, everything's got a 2 toughness, doesn't it? Or higher.
At least a 2, yeah. But all the 2 drops now just get taken down without the morbid side of a tragic slip.
I feel like it's one of those things. It's like when you put it down, like if it's gonna be doing the damage that you think you're gonna be getting there with,
yeah.
It's almost like Andy's deck is failing him at this point. Like,
right.
He just doesn't have the creatures on board.
Right.
So Andy's combat tricks, they come out of nowhere.
We saw him 18 an opponent on one turn? Was it 23?
Damage, and the only reason
Yeah, there was other attackers there. 18 of it was just the one guy.
Yeah, 18 on one guy. He had a Resto and a Pilgrim swinging in.
Yeah, like 14 on a guy, and then there was also the burn spell. Boros Charm. Yeah. Boros Char.
He had the handout before the opponent realized what was going on.
Right. He was excited. Yeah. He was excited.
Well, he top decked that
18.
Rampage.
18 for Andy as he starts off with the Avacyn's Pilgrim. Robert's happy to just play an old Watery Grave tapped.
And back to 6 and down to 16 for Andy.
Andy's playing the Sly deck. And 17 for Robert. Yep. And he gets the attack with the hasted Flinthoof Boar.
I do see a Supreme Verdict in
Me
Robert's
too,
hand,
maybe.
which is going to be pretty nice.
A lot of land in Andy's hand. An ultimate price.
Doesn't look like we're having any land problems on Robert's side, so I'm happy. Everybody hit their 3rd land drop. We're going to the 4th, and
there's a Jace as well in Robert's hand. Architect of Thought.
Andy slowed down here. He did not play anything, so you got to think that
he's going to windmill slam this Thragtusk.
Yeah, he's going to hit this Thragtusk. I thought he had a Restoration Angel in hand, though.
And Robert lets it resolve, so Andy's up to 21 life. And he's going to attack Robert down to 16.
Lets it resolve or can't stop it.
Yes.
I think that was an excellent way to see if Andy just has any, or if Robert has anything there. You throw out that Thragtusk, it doesn't get countered.
Robert throws out a Thragtusk of his own while he plays an Evil Twin and takes himself up to 21 life. Not bad at all.
Anything you can do, Andy.
I can do exactly the same.
But
evil.
You can't copy that Rancor, and
no.
He will be swinging for 7. And it looks like Robert's taking it.
Yeah. That will take him down to 14, I believe, correct? Yes. Yep. 14 for Robert, 21 for Andy. Robert is ready to kill a Thragtusk by tapping a Thragtusk. I don't know that I've ever seen an Evil Twin activated in this fashion, but there it is. Thragtusk down.
It's pretty neat.
Beast activated.
Andy returning the Rancor to his hand.
And
laying a stomp
Robert's going to be very happy to Supreme Verdict here and leave himself with a 3/3. Or maybe just play an Obsidat, but it didn't exactly pan out for him game one, so he just plays a land tapped and sends the turn.
I think he's going to wait for Andy to play a couple more creatures, just because...
Just make him do stuff.
Yeah.
And Azorius Charm the token. All right. So Robert just...
Smiter out there, and now he can Supreme Verdict. And I would almost be surprised if Andy just doesn't lay that Rancor on it right now. Save some mana for next turn.
I'm surprised he played the mana.
Like, why not? You know,
I'm with you. I think Robert has to Verdict here. I mean, maybe not. I don't know all of his hand. He could just have that much spot removal that he's like, no thanks.
He does have a 5/3.
Yeah, I just love verdicting two of my guys, two of my opponent's guys away, and then leaving myself with the 3/3.
But if he swings with it right now,
there's the.
He can.
I would have swung first. Yes.
Yeah, because he can get the. Maybe Andy has a combat trick.
Mm-hmm.
He uses it, and then he Supreme Verdicts. And,
right.
You know.
We're gonna hardcast a Burning Tree, or I'm sorry, I don't know what is he?
The Rampager, right?
Gore Clan Rampager. I always want to say Scab Clan.
Oh, but we got the
Devour Flesh, which takes Andy up to 24.
So he did have the combat trick.
Yep.
So I think things would have worked out a little bit better if he would have swung. He might have even taken the damage.
Now it's 16 to 22 for life totals as the Obsidat has been exiled. And is that a Boros Reckoner Andy drew?
It is.
Yep. Robert doesn't look too scared of it. I think he has a Syncopate in his hand, but a Syncopate for one doesn't do much in that situation. And Robert is at 18, Andy at 20, as the Obsidat continues to chip away at the opponent.
Was that a Sphinx's Revelation? It was. There's a Sphinx's Revelation in Rob's hand, which just seems like it's just going to get there if this Obsidat doesn't. And
this is another situation where I think you were right about the paying 2 life on that shock.
Yeah. It just finds you that second Sphinx's Revelation.
Yep.
Like, why not?
No more Rancor for you, sir.
It's about time. Getting Andy off of that.
And there's a Restoration Angel in Robert's hand.
At least no damage is done. Looks like Andy having to read Obsidat.
I think it's whether or not Obsidat's like a May return ability. I think Robert's like, okay, I want to not return Obsidat and Supreme Verdict, but I don't believe that works. Yep, if you can choose not to exile it, but if you do exile it, you are obligated to return it back.
So he untaps and leaves it. That's pretty interesting.
I think he might be scared of like Blasphemous Act. Oh, he's gonna. I got him. All right, so he blocks and he blinks. So Robert drops to 17. Andy drops to 18 here after all is said and done from the combat.
And he just keeps drawing land.
Yeah. He's probably got a third of the land in his deck already. That Rancor should be in the remove from the game pile, but doesn't seem relevant. And Andy drops to 10.
Syncopate removes.
Yep.
For some reason I was thinking Dissipate.
An Azorius Charm in hand for Robert in case the tricks get too tricky.
And the Domini Ray.
Yeah. Likely too little too late.
I'm gonna be a little optimistic.
Nope. He wants to fight. Gets the resto off the board. Attacks for 2 and gets it resto. Gets it blinked. All right, now Andy drops down to 8. Robert's up to 19. Domrig is going to die here, I believe. Yep.
And if Robert lays a land, he's got a +6 for a Sphinx Revelation.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And that's it.
Yeah.
Robert takes it down.
Robert decided to go to Andy's dome instead, but Andy scoops him up here.